In the ever-evolving narrative of Hollywood's next-generation stars, ROSE Depp has stepped into the spotlight in a way that's less about glamour and more about introspection, and it's resonating in unexpected ways. In a series of recent interviews, she's spoken with rare openness about her future, her career, and her relationship with her father, Johnny Depp, and the remarks are reverberating, provoking both admiration and commentary across the media landscape. The backdrop, growing up in the shadow and the light. From the start, ROSE's life was anything but ordinary. Born in 1999 to Johnny Depp and French singer-actress Vanessa Paradis, she holds dual French and American citizenship and split her formative years between Europe and the US. In her recent reflections, she underscores how her upbringing, enmeshed with celebrity, travel, high expectations, and the constant gaze of public attention, has shaped both her personal identity and professional ambitions. For example, she shared that the famed film Edward Scissorhands, in which Johnny starred, left a lasting impression on her as a child. "I was traumatized by it, not because I thought he was scary, but because everyone was being so mean to him." On privacy and fame, she reflected, "Every job has its own set of circumstances, and fame is the downside of acting. People are interested in things they shouldn't necessarily be interested in." She acknowledged the efforts of her parents to provide a semblance of normal childhood. "My brother and I traveled so much thanks to my parents having to bring me around. Now I see that as conscious efforts." These comments set the scene. ROSE is not merely walking the path her father tread, but trying to chart something of her own, while still being undeniably linked to his legacy. The future conversation. Ambitions. Identity and legacy. When asked about what lies ahead, ROSE's remarks reveal both confidence and caution, a balancing act between embracing opportunity and protecting autonomy. She has expressed a desire for meaningful work. "I'm not interested in making anything that doesn't challenge me. I'm interested in the darker underbelly of things. As an actor, you hope that your role will be as meaty as can be." This speaks to a deliberate choice of roles that push boundaries, rather than simply lighting up the marquee because of her surname. Indeed, her performance in the Gothic horror film Nosferatu has been singled out by critics as a revelation. At the same time, she's conscious of navigating her father's vast shadow. "We're very different actors. But of course, you're the product of your environment." Here, she neither dismisses the impact of her upbringing nor hides from it. Instead, she acknowledges it and seeks to carve a path distinct from it. Moreover, ROSE has openly discussed protecting her private life and establishing boundaries, especially in the age of social media and relentless public scrutiny. She told People magazine, "The importance to me has been to maintain a sense of privacy and groundedness, and protect what really belongs to you." In short, she is making it clear she will engage with the limelight, but on her own terms. The father dimension, respect, distance, collaboration. Any discussion of ROSE's future is almost inevitably tied to Johnny Depp. Their relationship, like many between a famous parent and their child in the same field, is nuanced, a mixture of admiration, legacy, complexity, and the push for independence. She has frequently spoken of her father with deep respect, the choices he made, the craft he displayed, the world he inhabited. But she also conveys the message that she is not simply inheriting his mantle. As she put it, "Of course you're the product of your environment, but the emphasis is on you." From other vantage points, Johnny has also acknowledged his daughter's path. According to one source, he tried, but ROSE is clear about her destiny. This dynamic of mutual respect, distinct identity, and evolving collaboration is part of what makes their story compelling, why it sparks chaos, and why that's the wrong turn of phrase. The phrase "sparks chaos" might exaggerate the situation, but it captures how such raw, public commentary from ROSE is stirring conversation across several fronts. The legacy conversation. When a star child speaks openly about forging an identity apart from a famous parent, it highlights tensions many such individuals experience: expectation versus autonomy, Her candidness invites reflection on nepotism, legacy, and the nature of celebrity inheritance. The mental health and childhood dimension, her admission of being traumatized by her father's film performance, and by extension, the weight of public family life, opens up questions about what childhood looks like in such extreme contexts. It prompts broader discussion about how children of celebrities navigate normalcy, exposure, and identity. Female actor ambition and darker roles. Lily Rose's pursuit of darker underbelly roles at a young age challenges stereotypes of actress careers that lean toward glamour or light roles early on. Her stance may influence how rising stars view their careers and how the industry perceives them. Public expectation and privacy. The statements also underscore the challenge of living publicly and privately. Her push to maintain boundaries while being in the public eye resonates with many in the digital age, not just celebs. So, the chaos is less about scandal and more about raw truth, shifting expectations and the recalibration of what it means to be a young actor today, especially with a famous parent. It's messy because identity is messy. Key timeline and themes of her remarks. Childhood reflections. She recalls being upset by her father's role in Edward Scissorhands, not because of fear but empathy for the character's treatment. Privacy and fame. She emphasized that fame is the downside of acting. People are interested in things they shouldn't necessarily be interested in. Brother and family. She mentioned her brother, Johnny Depp, as the coolest person ever, and talked about their shared upbringing. Career direction. She spoke of her current work in Nosferatu, how the part allowed her to dive into emotional territory, and that she chooses roles that challenge her. Relationship with father's legacy. She acknowledged the influence of her father, but also that she is different and the product of her own environment. What this means, looking ahead for Lily Rose. Several implications and possibilities unfold. Career evolution. With critical recognition already for Nosferatu, she appears poised to take on even more daring roles. The tone she sets now may allow her more creative freedom and less typecasting as celebrity kid actor. Brand and identity building. She is crafting a public persona anchored in authenticity, nuance and autonomy. That may bode well for long-term relevance, rather than a fleeting star moment. Relationship with legacy. The balancing act she plays, embracing her father's influence but forging her own path, will likely continue being a theme. It may also lead to collaboration, or to an eventual divergence depending on the choices both make. Influence on broader discourse. Her remarks may ripple out to how the industry talks about celebrity children, mental health of actors' kids, and the nature of fame. In that sense, she is becoming less of someone's daughter and more of a voice in her own right. A few caveats to bear in mind. While Lily Rose's remarks are compelling, they are just one side of a complex story. The industry, her family, and her own evolving self all contribute to what will follow. The term trauma used in her commentary, for example regarding childhood images, must be understood in context, as an emotional response, not clinical diagnosis. Public comments and interviews are curated. She is, after all, still working within a media machine. What's said publicly may differ from private life. The chaos is more reflective of audience fascination than of dramatic scandal. In other words, the real disturbance is to expectation, not necessarily to personal well-being or family functioning. In conclusion, Lily Rose Depp's recent statements reveal a young woman who is aware of her heritage, but unwilling to be defined by it. She is carving a path that embraces creative risk, protects personal identity, and engages with the darker layers of her chosen craft. Simultaneously, she is navigating the unique relationship with her father's legacy, not with bitterness, but with clarity. In an industry built on image, her honesty is refreshing. In a world where celebrity kids are often dismissed as nepotism cases, she's signaling depth of purpose. The combination of self-reflection, ambition, and restraint produce a potent mix, and that's what's generating the buzz. The conversation, the chaos. We'll be watching closely to see what she takes on next, how her relationship with Johnny Depp evolves in public and private, and how she manages to sustain the trajectory she's begun. Friends, subscribe the channel, and I wish you good luck. You should take care of yourself.